Bill O'Reilly is back. The legend, legendary TV host, legendary author. Take a look at this. Killing the Killers, A Secret War Against Terrorists. Bill O'Reilly, author of 17 #1 bestsellers, and of course, host of the #1 talk show in the world for a very long time. Bill O'Reilly, congratulations. This is sure to be #1 as well. How you doing? Welcome back to Newsmax.
No, I appreciate you having me and Greg. I'm doing all right. We're busy. Book comes out at midnight tonight. Pre's are big. It's the best reporting I've done in my career, Killing the Killers. Because everything you read in that book, you don't know. A lot of it classified information. A lot of it happened right now as we speak. And Americans have no blanket idea about the weaponry that we're using, about how we're knocking back terrorists all over the world. And I think that we, the people, should know what's going on. So that's why I wrote Killing the Killers.
And so, Bill, is it going to encourage us? We're good at going after the killers. That's the sense. It's 11 years ago, I think, we got bin Laden. So this is going to make people have maybe a bit more confidence in their military and their government even now?
Yeah, and that's the relevance of that, because, Putin is saber rattling about using nukes and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. The weaponry of the United States is far beyond anything that Putin has. If we chose to, we could wipe him and his government off the face of the earth in less than a day. We have those weapons in space right now aimed right at Vlad. And Americans have no idea. How we track down people like al-Baghdadi and Soleimani and Boko Haram leaders, it wasn't reported because there was no way that reporters would know about it, #1, and could report on it because it's all national security, #2. So we got access to the national security stuff. It's in the book. And I think it will reassure Americans about how powerful our country really is, Greg.
Well, congratulations, Bill. I've got it in my hands. Killing the Killers, A Secret War Against Terrorists. Hey, Bill, I want to play something for you. Alejandro Mayorkas is talking about setting up some sort of governance board that's going to determine what's disinformation, what's truthful, what's not. He was in New York a couple of weeks ago, and he had this to say about white supremacy. And I don't think this guy should be talking about misinformation. Take a look, please.
The greatest terrorism-related threat that we face in the homeland is the threat of domestic violent extremism. Individuals drawn to violence because of ideologies of hate or false narratives propagated on social media and other online platforms. And the most prominent threat is the threat of white supremacists.
Bill, I thought about some journalism you've done on this very topic. What do you think of this guy who just said, would totally exaggerate about white supremacy? He's going to establish this board to look into misinformation and disinformation.
Well, #1, Mayorkas is not going to be there much longer. He's going to find another opportunity soon. #2, you'll never hear anything from the disinformation board again. This is a ruse to divert attention from the disastrous border. I wouldn't be worried about it. And I know it's got a lot of ink and all that, but no power. Nobody believes anything that these people say. They put a 33-year-old woman in charge who's a far left person. I mean, it's got nothing to do with reality. Now, white supremacy, white nationalism, it's a problem. But I assume the FBI has it under control, as it has had for decades. FBI wiped out the Klan under Hoover. We wrote about that in Killing the Mob, my last book. I'm not worried about white supremacy in this country. I'm much more worried about al-Qaeda, which is reconstituting right now in Afghanistan, ISIS reconstituting again in Iraq. These are boys that will come over and do another World Trade Center if they can. The white supremacists, there are a few nuts that would, but again, I think the FBI has got a handle on them. And my opinion of Mayorkas is about as low as it gets. He is a fool. That's all I can say.
But these are socialists. There are a lot of socialists and with a lot of clout running around this administration, and they would like to control our speech. They've demonized.
Sure, but that's not the way it's going to happen. The big threat is the social media companies in Palo Alto. And that's why they got so upset when Musk stepped in and said, well, I'm going to take one. I'm away from you. It'll be my toy, not your toy anymore. So sure, every socialist communist government in the history of the planet has suppressed freedom of expression. Every single one. So why would these Americans be any different?
All right. Well, listen, your analysis, if this thing goes nowhere, that's good news because it was a dreadful idea. Bill, you know Trump like very few people do. You have special insight into this guy. You've known him a long time. And, of course, a very successful speaking tour the two of you did. Where do things stand right now in terms of him running? And what do you think of his political prognostications? The endorsing and not endorsing and this guy and not that guy. What's your sense of Trump right now?
Well, he wants to run, and he can't announce until January 23 because of campaign finance rules. Raise an enormous amount of money. Oh, I don't think anybody's ever raised the money that Donald Trump has raised. If I were him, I kind of stay away from these state races unless you really know the candidate well, because every one of your endorsements that lose, the left-wing press is going to ram down your throat. So, politicians do this so that there'll be loyalty to them. I know why Trump is doing it. But, you got to have people around you who can really analyze what's happening. And I think the Trump gubernatorial endorsement in Georgia is going to lose. And I don't know if he really wants that on his resume. But at this point, Donald Trump wants to run in 24.
Bill O'Reilly, thank you so much for being with us. The new book, again, available at midnight tonight. You can get it on your Kindle or you get the hard copy like I've got right here. Killing the Killers, The Secret War Against Terrorists. Looks fantastic, sounds fantastic, and we are sure that this will be your 18th bestseller. I got it here. You're the #1 best-selling nonfiction author in the history of the planet. How does that feel?
I'm humbled by it. And I'm not a humble guy, as you know, Greg, but I'm just a regular guy from Levittown, Long Island. And to sell more books, nonfiction books, than anybody else has ever sold, probably beside Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it's a pretty heady achievement. But I think Killing the Killers could be my best one. So I hope people consider it. Thanks for having me on, Greg. It's good to see you.
You bet, Bill. Many thanks, and we'll be right back.